Hello, I'm Amanda, and you have tuned in on Young Black Equestrians.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am a young.
I am a young.
I'm a young.
I am.
And I am a young
Black.
A young black.
Young.
black.
A young black.
Black equestrian.
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 Black equestrian.
Equestrian.
Black equestrian.
Equestrian.
Black equestrian.
I'm a young black equestrian.
I am a young black equestrian.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Young Black Equestrians with your hosts, Abriana Johnson
and Caitlin Gooch.
Today, we have Amanda with us, and she is going to share her story and how she has gotten involved in vaulting. So welcome to the show, Amanda.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we are excited to have you. You want to just start off by telling us about yourself, where you're located, and what it is that you do?
Yes. Well, I live in Copenhagen, Denmark, in Europe. And I have my horse a little bit outside of Copenhagen, where I do equestrian vaulting. And we've been doing that for 5 years now, me and my horse together.
Wow. How long have you been riding? Like total?
I started riding like when I was 8 or something, so for many years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last episode we had the person, he had just started riding and then just immediately went into polo. And so I was like,
crazy.
You just start riding and then I'm gonna do vaulting. I just had to ask.
Well, I did start vaulting 12 years ago. But with my own horse, it has only been 5 years.
Wow.
You must be an expert.
I can't even imagine. So for the people who may not know what vaulting is, can you explain that to us?
Yes, of course. Well, vaulting is gymnastics and acrobatics on top of a cantering horse. We have a langer who is controlling the horse and the speed, everything. The canter should be very even all the way around the circle. And we do some specific exercises for competitions. And then we have our freestyle that we do where it's like the fantasy is the limit. So we just do whatever crazy things we can imagine. And you can do either team, pas de deux, or you can do just individual. And I do individual and team. And on teams, we are up to 3 persons on top of the horse. So the horses are very big and very strong and well trained.
Yes. And
she said well trained. How much experience or training do these horses have to go through?
Oh no, are you frozen?
Oh, am I frozen?
No, she's frozen. Okay.
I froze. I think. Yeah, I'm back.
Did you hear her question?
No, unfortunately not.
You said the horses are well trained. How much training do they have to go to be prepared for vaulting?
Of course, they have the basic training with dressage and trail rides and jumping and everything just to vary their training. But they also have to have a very calm mentality because they have us hanging around on the side and we go up and down in speed. So yeah, their mentality is also very important, and you can train that in many various ways, I think, through the other disciplines as well.
Mm-hmm.
About what is the average age of a vaulting horse? Because you got to put this training on. I'm sure you guys want to make sure that they're mentally mature.
Yeah.
Start flipping on them.
There is vaulting horses up to 20 years old still competing in international competitions. But from 10 to 15, 16, I would say is very normal because they have the head and they have the training with them. So.
Yeah. So how did you get started riding in general? I know you said you started when you were 8.
Yeah. I started because my mom, she has been a rider her whole life until she got pregnant with me and then she stopped. And then she wanted to start again when I was 8 years old. And I just joined her at the stable, grooming the horses, feeding them and everything. And I think that just caught me. And I was like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be an equestrian. And then I started riding ponies. And when I got too big for ponies, that was actually when I started doing vaulting instead, because my mom was like, what if I launch you and you just sit there and try to get comfortable with this huge animal? And I think that's how it started, actually, with the vaulting, the transition.
Yeah,
Oh, I love that.
yeah, a family affair. So
Yeah.
does your mom do vaulting as well?
No, she never has. She's just been riding dressage and done show jumping when she was young. And then she just wanted to casually get around horses again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is so cool. What is one of the biggest challenges you faced kind of in your industry?
It's definitely finding horses, first of all. In the beginning, because I had my horse for 4 or 5 years now. But before that, I was always on borrowed horses, either from the equestrian facility or the riding school or private persons. And it's very hard to find someone who thinks it's all right to do vaulting on their horse. Some people think it's harsh. But I mean, the horses are well trained, and we use equipment that protects the horse as well if we do something that might have hurt them or anything. So definitely finding good horses that are mentally prepared for it and has the training in general to be able to lift and work with us when we do our gymnastic stuffs on them. Yeah. And also, I feel like getting time in an indoor arena, because I live in Denmark and it's like freezing here, especially in winter. So getting space to take, a half an arena to launch the horse and start practicing is very difficult as well.
I can imagine. You said that you were at a riding school?
Yeah, I started at a riding school. Right now I'm at a private facility where I have my horse just stabled there and practice there. So not at a riding school anymore, but that's where I started.
So did you start like when did you start going into the competition aspect of it? Like how long did you train? What was that journey like?
We have classes all the way down to walk. So I think I actually started right away with competitions just to see what it was all about. So when I got the basic techniques and the exercises that you have to execute at a competition, and I felt like, okay, I can do this. Then I just registered for a competition and went away. So I think maybe 1.5 years in, I had the courage to start a competition.
What are some of those basic techniques?
I mean, you gotta have general good physics. You have to be fit, you have to be strong, and you have to be flexible. And you have to. I mean, everybody should be able to do a handstand in the end if you want to go far in this sport. So it's a lot like the gymnastics that you have to do all those basics, rolls, and you have to do handstands, cartwheels. And then we have some exercises that looks a lot like yoga, and you have to be able to do those as well.
So how much time do you think you practice like off of the horse to achieve these things on the horse?
Yeah, that's the part. That's a lot. I think I work out 5 times a week, and then I have my vaulting specific practice on horse 2 days a week. And some days I practice 2 times a day. So I have fitness in the morning, and then I have horse in the night, and then work in the middle of the day. So it takes a lot and a lot of discipline to keep yourself fit and then have your horse fit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bet. So with I'm happy that you said that, you have a day job that you're having to balance on top of that. What career are you in with your day job?
I'm a physiotherapist. I finished my studies 2 years ago. And I think I chose that study because it was so close to vaulting. You know, I've had a lot of injuries myself, and I just got really interested in how the body works. Yeah, so I took up the study for almost 4 years, and then I finished 2 years ago, and now I work as a full-time physiotherapist besides vaulting, because you can't live professionally off vaulting in Denmark, at least. So it's a hobby more than than my main profession.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how has that, because I'm sure it has, how has that helped you kind of, or has it helped you with your vaulting?
It definitely has, because I've learned to see the things from another perspective, especially when it comes to evolve techniques or learn new skills or movements. It has definitely helped me there, because then I knew how to work out on the side to accomplish a skill in the end. So
Yeah, that's really
Yeah. Well, congratulations on finishing school.
thank you.
cool. What's a common misconception people may have about vaulting?
Yeah, I think there is a lot, but the most common is definitely that people think it's circus and they think it's nothing serious. And that's also why it might be hard to find arenas to practice in, because people are like, oh, you just do that for fun. It's not a real discipline. Um, so definitely the part where people are like, yeah, you just, it looks like circus. Do you do circus? And also the horse part, they think it might look harsh on the horse, because we do jumps and we do cartwheels and everything. But I mean, the equipment is built for it. It absorbs any kind of hard landings or yeah. So of course the balance is important, and we need to be very balanced to not do too many what is it called? Yeah, to like provoke the strides or anything. So yeah. So that's the two parts, I think, is the huge misconception. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys make it look so easy though. I know it's hard for people to sometimes wrap their mind around, but I mean, knowing horses and knowing gymnastics separately, I know that like this is difficult, but I feel like a lot of times when you see people vaulting, it's just like so graceful that people think that's got to be easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. Well, we spend a lot of time on the side, as I said, with the physical training, and then we also have wooden barrels that we practice on to, to learn the new skills, so we don't hurt the horse with hard landings and all these things.
Right. Are those like it's a mechanic? Like,
yeah, recently they built mechanic ones, but back in the days it was only wooden horses, wooden barrels. So, but the mechanics are winning their way in.
yeah, that is pretty cool. So what vision do you have for the future in vaulting?
Yes. Well, I definitely want to go to a world championship. I've been to a European championship. There should have been one this year, but due to the circumstances, there is no competitions. So I have to wait 2 years, but I'll just keep my my mind and my eyes on the goal. And actually, that world championship will be held here in Denmark, so that would be perfect to get to represent my country here. So that's the ultimate goal.
That is awesome. And do you have a coach, or like, are you on like a team that you're working with?
Yes, I have a coach that I do online coaching with since he's from the States. And then I have 2 coaches here in Denmark, which I work out with along with my team. But everything is far away, so the main time I work out myself, film it, try to correct, and then go up on the horse again. So I have coaches now, and I'm very thankful for that, but it has been a long way to get there, because I've done many of these things myself for a long time.
Wow. So self-taught equestrian over here. self-taught vaulter.
Kind
of. Yeah.
We will toot that horn for you.
Yes, yes. So like tell us about like a little bit about the mindset that you have to just be able to do this thing over and over, like you said, self-taught, and even seeking out coaches that might be able to help you.
Yeah. I mean, also my studies has definitely changed my side on mindset, because I've learned that that is a thing. I mean, I've all the first years that I started doing this, I just, look what other people did and did the same thing instead of trying to see how I could evolve and be myself. And and I think that, I mean, I've had a lot of injuries, and that have been taking me off and out of the sport for long periods of time, and that definitely helped me evolve my mindset, and helped me try to reach my goals and try to practice and work out smart instead of doing too many repetitions and hurt myself. So definitely keeping my mind on the goal and trying to make a plan on how I get there physically and mentally as well, along with my horse, of course.
Yeah. What's your horse's name?
His name is Charlie. Very classic.
That's all right. That's all right. What kind of horse is he?
He is an Oldenburger.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a German horse, bred in Denmark, but yeah.
And how old is he?
He is 13. Okay. And he's a big boy with his own meanings and everything. Yeah. So he's a whole deal. Yeah.
So how do you like care for him now that, it's kind of just you two as a team? What does his horse care look like?
His horse care. We ride it five times a week when we don't do vaulting, or 4 times he has a rest day as well sometimes. Well, right now he lives at a temporary stable, because we're in between movements. So it's a little different at the time, but usually, I mean, I went out there every day, and he lives on a field and a paddock. So he's just well covered up in clothes to not freeze. And then I just, groom him, go for a ride, and we do a lot of yoga and stretches. Or it's not yoga, I call it horse yoga, just to make sure he is flexible as well and prepared for everything I'm gonna put him through. And then we just go see as many different places as possible, just to make him calm in new places. So whenever we go for a competition, he will be more calm.
That is so important. Getting your horse used to being in different places, because horses, they will cut up.
Yeah, they will just change their mind all of a sudden.
Yeah. Actually, we're not going to do this today. That's good.
What do you do with your hair for vaulting, for practice and competitions?
Well, it's different. When I had box braids, I just made a bun on top and hoped it didn't fall out. Because if it's too long, it's a little bit dangerous, because you can get caught on the horse or in the handles or something, which is also why we don't use helmets, because you can just get stuck places where you're not supposed to be stuck. But I usually just do a bun, and depending on my theme or the vibe I'm trying to show, and I do my hair after that. So braids or buns.
I never
feel you.
I never even thought like, oh yeah, they don't wear helmets when they're vaulted.
Yeah.
Because in this situation, it's a safety hazard to wear one.
Yeah. But not here. It's safer to not wear one. So.
What does the tack look like? I know you said something about handles. Is that just considered like a surcingle? Like what is, I don't know what that.
Yeah, it is a surcingle with these square handles. So And then they have loops or straps on the side as well, so you can put your feet in. Not like stirrups, but you're not allowed to like stand in the straps like that or get on the horse with those. But if you have a team, for example, then you can have one sitting supporting someone who is standing, and then you can put on these loops around your knees, so you're sitting. Yeah, you're actually stuck on the horse if it does anything. But yeah.
That just reminded me because I've watched vaulting and I don't know what it's called, but is there a proper term for like, I guess the jog that y'all do to like go back? Because I've always wondered.
Yeah. Yeah, people keep laughing at that one, especially if they've never seen it before. Yeah, I actually don't know if if it's like a criteria to do that run, or if you can just run normally. I think it's
Oh
just,
my gosh.
everybody's just doing it, so I guess it's unwritten. It's an unwritten rule.
Oh my gosh.
That's so
I
funny.
had to ask. So it's just like, oh, I saw them doing it. I'm gonna do it too.
Who was the first one then like that? Sorry.
Right. This whole time you could just walk.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Oh my goodness. Okay, my side is cramping.
What are some of like the rules of vaulting? I know you said, you can't stand in the stirrups, but like what are some of the, I mean, I know there's probably a lot, but
Yeah, there are guidelines, and there are different levels. But I mean, on the level I'm on, we have 3 programs that we have to go through. We have the compulsories, which are 7 already defined exercises that we have to do in the right order. And there's no time on that program. You can just run through it without, take your time. If your horse is crazy, just sit there and wait before you go for the next one. And then we have the freestyle. You have 1 minute to complete at least 10 exercises. And then you have to use the music, and you have to use the whole horse. So you have to be on the butt, and you have to be on the neck and on the sides, and you have to touch the ground and everything. And then we have the technical test, which is a combination of the 2. So there are 5 given exercises that has a specific way that you have to do them. And then you have to combine that with your own creativity. And you have to do all that in 1 minute. So, I mean, you better come prepared. You have 1 minute.
This is like the equivalent of people saying cheerleading isn't a sport.
Bruh,
Yeah.
I will go down that road all day long. Yeah, you're right.
Because what you just described sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. So it takes time to get comfortable with it, for sure.
Yes.
I can only imagine.
Oh, I was gonna ask. So for your freestyles, you said you kind of go with a theme. What is some examples of the themes or like the type of music and stuff that you do for freestyles?
Yeah, I mean, themes are one of the hardest thing for me, and music especially. But my favorite theme is definitely, I had The Bodyguard. So I was like Whitney Houston. I like that one. I felt that. So that helped a lot with executing to the music. But it could be anything. It can be a specific movie theme, or it can be a specific kind of music or a feeling, whatever. Yeah, so it's like contemporary dance. You just have to express yourself as much as possible while executing these exercises.
That's super cool. Do you like look for music that has like a certain like beats per minute, like so that the horse will be able to canter on it smoothly? Or
Yeah, that's a good question, because I try to. For the compulsories, there's no time on the executing of the exercises, so I just want something that my horse is comfortable with and makes him have a even stride. And for the others, of course, it would be nice to have something that you can just, go with the flow and feel the rhythm. but also it has to be on different levels, so you can show that you can do slow movements, and you can do fast and quick and jump high and all these things. So it's hard to find something that like provides everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can only imagine. How long does it usually take you to come up with a freestyle?
I mean, we change it throughout the season, but a few months, I would say. And me personally, I always go for some exercises that I know I can do for sure, so I don't have to get extra stressed or, think too much about it. I can just go with those and then try to evolve slowly and try to make it more difficult and look more smooth over time. But I'll say a few months, and then you just keep on working from that perspective there.
Right, right. That's cool. What advice would you give someone who wants to either get in the horse industry or get into vaulting specifically?
Yeah, I would say get yourself a good team, be surrounded by some good people, um, and definitely find yourself some coaches or mentors, someone who can inspire you and help you get in the direction you want. Even though if it's not competitive, if you just want to be around horses and just be able to execute some exercises, it's just a good thing to have a good coach or someone who can help you do it the right way, so you don't hurt yourself, your horse, or your surroundings don't look at you like you're doing something crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like you're in a circus.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's great advice. That's great advice. So how do you go about finding this lunger person? Like, do you just have someone like, hey, you hanging out there? Can you lunge me real quick? Or like, I feel like they are involved in this process somehow.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of their time as well. They have to go to the competitions and overseas and everything. So usually I think it's the horse owners. Um, and since I got my own horse, I had my mom as my lunger, so she had to practice that as well. But she was used to horses, so it helped definitely. But usually it's the horse owner. If there is an owner asking you or telling you can use my horse if you want, and then it's usually them in the beginning, and then there is other lungers and trainers you can ask, definitely, if you don't have one. But yeah, it takes connections and networking.
Yes, networking is so important on
Yeah.
so many levels.
Yeah.
Do you have friends that are vaulters?
Friends?
Mhm.
Yes, I have my team consisting of 8 vaulters, including myself, and then we have 2 coaches. I mean, most of them I met through vaulting. It's not like you go down the street and then you meet another vaulter. It's a very little discipline in the equestrian sports. So,
But it's literally like the most captivating discipline, like the most interesting, in my opinion. I don't know.
well, it
Yeah.
has a lot of entertainment factor in it, for sure.
All right, so we are now going into our derby round.
Right.
We ask just a few questions. You just answer them as quickly as you can.
Okay.
And it's kind of a this or that, and then some questions at the end. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So, first question: English or Western?
English.
Solids or spots?
Spots.
Bays or grays?
Grace.
Brown tack or black tack?
Black tack.
A sponge or a curry brush?
A sponge.
Shod horses or barefoot horses?
Barefoot horses.
Yes, yes, barefoot. Yes. A bumper pull or a gooseneck?
A bumper pull.
Rope halter or nylon halter?
Rope.
Wood fencing or electric fencing?
Wood fencing.
What is your favorite piece of barn equipment?
Oh, that's a hard one. I think it's my main and tail spray, but that's not barn equipment. That's for the
That's a
brewing.
I feel you. What is your favorite piece of tack?
Oh, it's definitely my surf ankle.
When is the last time you fell off?
That was a week ago.
Wow. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, I'm all right.
And if money was no object, what is one horse-related purchase you would make?
A farm. Yes.
With
Go.
us equestrians, we have to have our own spaces.
Yeah, we need our horse in the backyard.
Yes,
Exactly.
it is a wonderful feeling for sure.
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
She said, wrap it up.
I know. Let the people know where they can connect with you and find you on social media.
Yes, I'm mainly on Instagram. And would you like my my Instagram name? It's Amanda_Staalsoe, which is STAALSOE.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and taking the time out of your evening.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Young Black Equestrians. Head over to our Facebook or Instagram pages and let us know what you thought about that episode. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and have the opportunity to be featured in our next episode. See you next week.